In today's news, CFATF flags deficits in BVI's financial service industry. Government commits to implementing CFATF recommendations. BVI under-20 team improves despite 2-1 loss in Cuba. BVIEC bears net loss for JVD generator operation. Honorable WALWN criticizes Premier and House of Assembly. HLSCC and BVIFC collaborate to host film workshop. The lead singer of Morgan Heritage has passed away at the age of 46. We have the details of this and so much more when 284 News returns.
Start the year off with more speed, more downloading, more savings, and more fire. CCT Fiber Internet gives you the speed you need to keep the whole family connected. Packages starting at $119 with speeds from 300 megabytes per second, super fast, unlimited downloads, even more reliable connectivity, plus free live streaming TV for the family to enjoy. Sign up for the absolute best fiber internet service in the BVI, CCT Fire, and pay no installation fee. Plus, get CCT Live TV for free. You deserve more. Get more with CCT. Life Unlimited.
Orange alert! Fire is spreading across the BVI. The fastest, most reliable, and affordable fiber internet service is here for you. Look out for fire in these new locations: Slaney, Duff Bottom, Manual Reef, Seacoast Bay, Albion, Hannah's, Palestina, Pleasant Valley, and Havers. Fiber is in your area. Call 444-4444 or visit a CCT store to find out more and bring it home. More locations coming soon.
Hello everyone and welcome to this edition of 284 News. It is Monday, February 26th, 2024. I'm Ron Grant bringing you the very latest out of Tortola in the Virgin Islands. A happy Monday's wish to each and every one of you. Thank you so much for joining us. Beginning our newscast, the Caribbean Financial Action Task Force has published its mutual evaluation report assessing the anti-money laundering and countering terrorist financing measures within the British Virgin Islands. The 256-page report identifies several areas where the BVI needs to strengthen its regime to better mitigate money laundering and terrorist financing risk. According to the report, the overall understanding of money laundering and terrorist financing risk among competent authorities in the BVI is, and I quote, fair and narrow. It notes that authorities view illicit activities committed abroad by foreign beneficial owners as having an insufficient nexus with the territory and do not consider BVI entities to be directly involved in foreign predicate offenses. Now, the report states that authorities have not demonstrated sufficient appreciation of the vulnerabilities posed by the BVI legal persons and legal arrangements in potentially contributing to the concealment of the financial criminal proceeds. They said, and I quote, the FC has an insufficient understanding of the inherent vulnerabilities of licensed trusts and company service providers when it comes to ownership and control of their clients and active BVI entities, including the complexity of the VI's corporate formation practices and the role played by the TCSP and other gatekeepers, the report said. It also said, and I quote, threats from foreign crimes that misuse VI legal persons and legal arrangements are not effectively addressed since law enforcement efforts are largely directed at investigating domestic drug trafficking threats and associated crimes. Now, viewers, other key findings stated in the report include challenges in utilizing financial intelligence, a low level of investigations and prosecutions, uneven implementation of targeted financial sanctions, weaknesses in oversight of the non-profit organization sector, and challenges with obtaining accurate beneficial ownership information. While highlighting these shortcomings, the report notes that the devastating impacts of the recent hurricanes as well as the COVID-19 pandemic have severely affected the BVI's resources and capabilities to fight money laundering and terrorism financing over the past 5 years. The report outlines a series of some 40 recommendations for the Virgin Islands to address the identified deficiencies and strengthen the AML CFT framework. 284 Media will explore those recommendations in detail in a subsequent coverage. Premier Dr. the Honorable Natalia D. Wheatley and Deputy Premier and Minister for Financial Services, the Honorable Lorna Smith OBE, have both reacted to the said publication of the Mutual Evaluation Report of the Virgin Islands by the Caribbean Financial Action Task Force. The statement issued subsequent to the report's release shared that the government has welcomed its contents and confirmed its commitment to rigorously implementing the recommendations. In line with this, the government has shared its plans for implementation in a newly published national action plan. They said, and I quote, "The government, that is, we know high standards of financial integrity and transparency that meet global standards are essential." Premier Wheatley said, and I quote, "The government has prioritized resources to support the work outlined in the action plan, and I am confident that our public and private sectors will work together to ensure we progress successfully." Deputy Premier also stated that a number of the report's recommendations are already underway. Those include revising the National Anti-Money Laundering, Counterfeiting, Financing of Terrorism policy, updating risk assessment frameworks, implementing the Virtual Asset Service Provider Regulatory Framework, drafting legislation to address technical gaps, ensuring beneficial ownership information is maintained by public authorities, assessing terrorist financing risk for non-profit organizations, establishing a sanctions unit, providing training on investigative techniques and sanctions, compliance-enhancing coordination among law enforcement agencies, and updating the terrorist financing risk assessment, as well as introducing a compliance and governance master course. Attorney General, the Honorable Dawn J. Smith, confirmed that the National Action Plan's implementation has already begun. She said, and I quote, "The minister's presence at the CFATF plenary in November of 2023 demonstrated the high level of commitment of the Virgin Islands government," said Smith. Now, she also said she believes the strong legislative framework combined with the partnership between public and private sectors will enable safeguarding business integrity while implementing CFATF recommendations satisfactorily. In a determined effort to bounce back from their opening match defeat, the British Virgin Islands under-20 football team showcased significant improvement in their second game of the 2024 CONCACAF Under-20 Championship qualifier against Cuba on Sunday. However, despite a more competitive performance, the BVI fell short as the Cubans secured a narrow 2-1 victory. Playing in Group A at the Estadio Nicolo in Manga, Nicaragua, Cuba took the lead in the 14th minute with a goal from captain Carol Perez. The BVI swiftly responded, equalizing 16 minutes later with a well-executed goal by Azarni Kalwood. As the teams entered the second half with everything to play for, the game's decisive moment unfolded in the 67th minute when Cuba was awarded a penalty converted by Samuel Rodriguez, securing the crucial 3 points and positioning them at the top of Group A with an undefeated record of 6 points. Here's a look at those highlights.
It's Belize, a debutant. Taking short. Angling free. Shot ricochets off the post. And now Cuba score. The opening goal comes from their captain, Perez. On what became quite the scramble in front of goal. Comejo brought it in. It ricocheted free. Angling in toward goal. The shot is on and in! The Virgin Islands level the match! Colward! Rodriguez sends Foden the wrong way. Now Cuba lead. It is Cuba that win their second match in Group A.
Despite the loss, the BVI performance marked a significant improvement from their previous encounter in 2011, where they secured a 29-0 defeat against the Cuban team at the under-20 level. In their first match on Friday, the BVI faced a formidable opponent in the host nation, resulting in an 8-0 loss. Playing at around 9 p.m. BVI time, the young squad found themselves under early pressure, conceding 2 goals within the opening 12 minutes of the game. The halftime score stood at 4-0 with goals from Joab Gachira, Francis Castillo, and Kenler Caseo. The offensive onslaught from the team persisted into the second half with additional goals coming from Andres Martinez, Freddy Ortez, and Isamuel Martinez. Here's a recap of that game.
It's swinging toward the back post, and it's headed home for the opening goal. An inch-perfect take from Francis Castillo. Kenler Caseo continues his run. It trickles past Foden. Still alive now, and this one through the legs of Foden. It's Francis Castillo on the follow-up. Looking in front, initial shot blocked, second opportunity blocked again, third opportunity would not be denied. Third time the charm. Through, and a mistake at the back for the British Virgin Islands leads to the fourth goal for Nicaragua. Finding some space in the attack. Now fed through a great ball into space, and just like that, some possession for the British Virgin Islands, a goal. Looking to add another one here. Nicaragua put back in front. It trickles over the line. It's Freddy Ortiz this time. Rolled ahead for Montero. Again, another opportunity for the substitute, Jose Martinez. Side flag negated an eighth a few minutes ago. And this one won't be negated. They finally have their eighth. 6 minutes of stoppage time have come and gone.
Now, viewers, the BVI's next game is on Tuesday, February 27th at 6 p.m. BVI time against Belize. Up next, we have more on the local scene. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break. Some claim that the age of a true gentleman is far behind us, but here at 284 Media, we disagree. He may appear in different guises today, but the values and ideals that make him a gent still stand. 284 Media proudly presents The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman with yours truly, Ron Grant, a show poised to help guide modern-day men into 21st century distinguished gentlemen. Don't worry, it's not all about suits and bow ties, but raw, real-life lessons that translate to grounded, community-minded, well-rounded men. The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman, Season 5, a 284 Media production.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got here. My name is Kamal Haynes. Most of you know me from 284 News, but now you get to see me in a different light on my very own show called Health is Wealth. We have Joel Turnbull.
I don't want you to arch your back when you're pulling down.
Milton McLean.
First of all, right, your footwork.
Steve Augustine.
You did a pretty hard workout today, so perhaps...
And as you can see, it's actually...
Alonzo Boynes.
Taekwondo.
Adam Murrows.
I'll speak as if you're an absolute beginner.
I am an absolute beginner.
You are an absolute beginner.
And Seth Graham.
It bites. It will bite.
Get your water, get your fruits and veggies, and experience a wealth of knowledge about getting healthy.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you so much for sticking with us. The operation of the temporary generator, which supplied the sister island of Jos Van Dyke with electricity for approximately 5 months, reportedly cost the BVI Electricity Corporation a net loss, but at no additional expense to residents. This is according to the Minister of Communications and Works, the Honorable Kai M. Reimer, who made the disclosure in a recent address to the House of Assembly. Now, while acknowledging the inconveniences caused by the temporary generator, Minister Reimer emphasized the BVIEC's commitment to fair billing. Despite high operational costs incurred due to the use of the generator, Reimer said the rates and charges to Jos Van Dyke residents remain consistent with those charged to customers across the territory.
While the presence of this generator on Jos Van Dyke was a temporary resolution, the BVIEC Corporation recognized that it was an inconvenience for the residents in the form of the noise, the frequent outages that were needed to ensure that the generator was regularly serviced. Commercially, as well, it has also been a net loss to the corporation. However, it must be noted that despite the high relative cost of operating a generator to provide a temporary source of electricity on Just Van Dyke, the rates and charges to the residents have remained at the same per unit rate, per unit price of electricity charge to every other customer in these beautiful Virgin Islands.
The minister addressed the slight impact on fuel surcharge rates for all customers, explaining that the additional use of fuel to generate power on Just Van Dyke affected these rates in a limited and small manner.
In a very limited, negligible way, due to the additional use of fuel to generate power on Just Van Dyke, the fuel surcharge rates for all customers are affected. However, due to the insignificant volumes of fuel consumed relative to the fuel consumption used by BVIEC to power the rest of the territory, the changes in fuel surcharge calculation is unnoticeable, as it is fractions of a cent on each dollar spent. Maintenance, repair, and transportation costs are fully absorbed by the corporation and not transferred to customers.
Minister Reimer highlighted the driving forces behind the BVIEC's urgent efforts to repair the subsea cable and noted that with the cable not repaired, he anticipates a significant reduction in costs for supplying consistent and reliable power to the residents of Just Van Dyke.
Even though the materials to correct the cable fault arrived late last year, the corporation attempted to repair the cable multiple times. Unfavorable sea conditions prevented them from doing so. The repairs on the cable required a stable platform at sea, which was not possible during the swells on the north shore of Tortola at this time of the year. I am confident that, despite the residents' desire to see the fault repaired sooner, no one would wish to see serious bodily harm or fatality because of the corporation conducting these repairs in adverse safety conditions.
The BVIEC successfully restored power to the entire island on February 15th after a fault occurred on September 17th to the subsea power cable, which connects Just Van Dyke to the main grid on Tortola. Reimer expressed gratitude to the BVIEC team led by General Manager Dr. Neil Smith for their unwavering efforts during the period of power interruption. He said the corporation demonstrated immediate responsiveness, working tirelessly to address concerns related to the generator that supplied power island-wide. Continuing on, 6th District Representative in the Virgin Islands House of Assembly, the Honorable Myron V. WALWN, has accused Premier Dr. the Honorable Natalia D. Wheatley of not being able to settle the ongoing racetrack dispute with a local family. However, he wants to negotiate with the UK government on major matters in the VI. WALWN was at the time asking the Premier a series of questions during the most recent sitting of the House of Assembly. WALWN questioned the Premier on the status of his negotiations to have horse racing return to the Ellis Thomas Downs.
Madam Speaker, it is in the very public's interest why I'm asking the question. And as when the Premier indicated his response, he did not say that there were legal proceedings. If legal proceedings had commenced, I would see the point. But no legal proceedings has commenced. And the public's interest really in this matter is to have horse race started again. So at least if the Premier, can the Premier at least give an undertaking, Madam Speaker, and I'll end on this point, if you can give me this undertaking, that he will go back and try to speak with the Thomas family and whoever else is involved to try to solve the matter. Because if you can't fix matters with people from Seacoast Bay, I don't know how you're going to solve matters with people who have been involved in colonialism for thousands of years. It's a confidence issue as far as I'm concerned. You can't deal with a couple of people on Seacoast Bay, but you want to go deal with people in Europe? Make it make sense according to the young people.
According to the Premier, while horse racing is an important element of the cultural fabric and a significant pastime in the Virgin Islands, the Ellis Thomas Downs horse track straddles 3 major landowners, with one of these parcels owned solely by the Crown and the other 2 by private individuals. The Premier was not desirous of speaking on the matter any further, as he says it's a touchy topic. In response, Honorable WALWN accused Premier Dr. the Honorable Natalia Wheatley of lacking the skills to negotiate a racetrack contract connected to the Ellis Thomas Downs, yet wanting to negotiate with the UK government on major matters. He said it's a matter of confidence.
Madam Speaker, could the Premier and Minister of Finance please advise his Honourable House of the current situation with the Ellis Thomas Downs, and when was the last time he met with the landowners to resolve the present dispute? Could he also advise when the people of the territory could expect to see horse racing back at that location?
Madam Speaker, I thank the member for his question. Horse racing in the Virgin Islands is an important element of the cultural fabric and a significant pastime. The Ellis Thomas Downs horse track straddles 3 major landowners, with one of these parcels owned solely by the Crown, the other 2 by private individuals. Madam Speaker, in 2022 there was a disagreement with one of the landowners, which ultimately led to the land not being accessible. Madam Speaker, as well, it was discovered that the leasing arrangement which had been in place was not with a legal entity, and therefore the lease was void. And therefore, Madam Speaker, the landowner requested for us not to access the land. Now, there has been a number of engagements, the last being through letter in somewhere around the late third quarter 2023, and there hasn't been any further contact since then. Madam Speaker, I do not wish to prejudice the situation further, since the matter is currently under active consideration and certainly has the potential to be a legal dispute. So certainly wouldn't want to comment any further than I already have.
Honorable WALWN said the matter of great concern is of great concern, to residents, hence his question. Viewers, up next we have more on the local scene. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Father Jesus, that line here long like church service.
Alright, do enjoy the rest of it. Next customer line, please. Wait, hold on a second.
Yes, Sonny boy, come, yes, Sonny.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sonny boy. Hold on there. You must have cut front of people.
It's okay, I'll take care of it.
What? No man to take care of me.
How may I assist you? Listen. You want top of power?
You want top of power?
Join the prepaid party with CCT and enjoy more affordable data plans, more top-up promotions, more savings with hero bundles, and more value for your money each and every Tuesday with Top Up Turn Up Tuesday. Visit a CCT store today or anywhere CCT Top Up is sold and top up your phone.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You want top of power?
Yo, everything good, Dad?
Bye. This thing got me one way that day.
What you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, I can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home.
What you really? Hey, this ain't like you, know.
Dad, this thing got me staying home, keeping out of trouble me.
Wow. What your name is?
Shit. I talking about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, you know I watching ball. I even watching football. Dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hooked, I tell you.
Welcome back, viewers, and thank you so much for sticking with us. Continuing on the local scene, the HLSCC Community College and the BVI Film Commission are proud to announce their partnership in hosting a free 9-day film development workshop. The workshop will take place on Fridays and Saturdays throughout the month of March, providing attendees with a comprehensive understanding of the film production process. Film Commissioner Ms. Natalie O'Hodge, in a recent interview, spoke about the curation of the workshop and what it aims to provide local filmmakers.
The mantra is to ensure that local filmmakers get the training they need, but also from industry professionals. So we want to make sure that, so we've partnered with HLSCC, who has received sponsorship from Unite BVI and His Majesty the Governor's Office. And so we are putting on this initiative, the Youth Empowerment Program for the Film Development Workshop, which is a film development workshop. So we have facilitators coming in. We have, as you mentioned, it would run throughout the month of March.
Yes.
So from 1st March to the 29th March.
The workshop will be facilitated by industry experts, Emmy-nominated producer CJ Faison, award-winning producer and actor James Bland, Hollywood actor and Virgin Islander Sheldon Frett, and local film professionals Camroy Peters. These esteemed professionals bring a wealth of experience and knowledge to the table, ensuring participants receive top-notch instruction and guidance throughout the workshop.
We have week 1 will be facilitated by Mr. James Bland. He's an award-winning producer. We also have CJ Faison.
Of course.
He's an Emmy-nominated producer. You would know Mr. Faison. They will be presenting on script writing and packaging in week 1. On week 2, that will be presented by Miss Anya Douglas. So she'll be working on helping the groups. They will be forming their teams and helping them to develop their scripts.
Understood.
Having come out of the script writing session. Week 3 will be facilitated by our BVI Lander local born Hollywood turned actor Sheldon Frett. He's coming to facilitate that workshop. And week 4 and 5 will be production and post-production, which will be facilitated by Camroy Peters.
Wonderful.
The workshops will be held weekly on Fridays and Saturdays, and on Fridays from 9:30 a.m. to 3:30, and on Saturdays it's from 9:30 to noon. So I just want to say that lunch breaks will be provided. You know, they'll have the lunch breaks, but lunch will be provided. They're free to go and get their lunch and then come back. So sessions would resume at 1:15 on Fridays.
Now, upon completion of all sessions, attendees will be awarded a certificate of completion recognizing their dedication and commitment to mastering the technical and practical aspects of film production. The certificates will serve as an asset for those looking to pursue a career in the film industry or enhance their existing skills. Ms. Hodge spoke about the fact that many of the presenters are trained media experts from the British Virgin Islands.
I think it's very important for Virgin Islanders to give back to the community, which is what the Film Commission is also trying to do. And so we're working on doing that. And so we want to empower our local filmmakers to also give back and impart their knowledge, as well as, you know, network with the industry professionals and team up with them to present the workshops.
The collaboration between the HLSCC Community College and the BVI Film Commission highlights their shared commitment to fostering talent and promoting the growth of the film industry in the British Virgin Islands by providing aspiring filmmakers with access to industry professionals and comprehensive training. This workshop aims to nurture the next generation of creative minds within the region. Reggae icon and lead singer of Grammy Award-winning reggae group Morgan Heritage, Peter, also known as Peter Morgan, has passed away. The singer's death was confirmed on February 25th in a statement issued by the band through its official Instagram page.
The band expressed their grief in a heartfelt statement, saying, "It is out of sincere love that we share that our beloved husband, father, son, and brother, and the lead singer of Morgan Heritage, Peter Anthony Morgan, has ascended today." The Morgan family expressed their gratitude for the outpouring of love and support they anticipate as the news of his passing spreads. "Our family thanks you in advance for your overwhelming love and support, and we ask your continued prayers as we go through this process. We also ask that you please respect our our privacy during this time of healing, the statement said. The cause of Peter's death was not disclosed in the statement. He was 46 years old at the time of his passing. Fans in the British Virgin Islands who attended the Emancipation Festival Village in 2023 would have witnessed one of his iconic performances, unknowingly in the final months of his life.
Said she was lonely, asked me if she could come over. She said it would be our secret, but I couldn't live with it. What made it worse, she is your best friend who became my friend. Behind your back, she tried to get my back. Baby, I admit it, I did hit it. 'Cause if I did, I would've been no better than your friend who became my friend. And behind your back, she tried to get my back. Baby, I admit it, I did. 'Cause if I did, I would've been no better than your friend. So many times she said she can't trust me. So many times she think I was lying. But this is just how it happened. I said, take a look in your life, analyze a friend that you keep here, and how she want to be creepy with your man. It's so sad is your best friend who became.
Reggae lovers from across the world continue to express their sympathy through various social media platforms, remembering Peter's life and the immeasurable impact he has had on the genre. This is the second loss for the Morgan family in recent years. In 2022, the family mourned the passing of its patriarch, the veteran reggae singer Denroy Morgan. Jacko Wooding, 284 News.
Viewers, that is it for today's news roundup. Be sure to follow us for our daily news updates at Tweet4 Media and Tweet4 BVI on Instagram and Twitter. I'm Ron Grant. I'll see you again tomorrow. Do have a safe and enjoyable evening. A happy Monday's wish to each and every one of you. Goodbye.